Hey there! So, for my paper, I talked about Voltron, Legendary Defenders, while also looking at the original series, which came out in the 80s, which would be Voltron, Defender of the Universe. Now, I mentioned in my paper that the reason why the 2016 series was so successful was due to the genderism, the genre, which was sci-fi, and the hybridity of it. So, getting into it, gender was kind of a big topic in the 2016 series, mainly looking at Pidge. Pidge is a girl. However, she doesn't really consider herself a girl. She really considers herself one of the guys. Um, there's several interviews out there where the writers and producers have come out saying that Pidge is supposed to be a transgender figure in the show. However, her character and her friends in the show never really discuss it or are that open about it. So I thought that part was actually really well done because it wasn't in your face about it. When, especially in America, transgenderism is kind of a big topic discussed, and it can go, one or two ways. A lot of the time, it doesn't really end well if it's too much in your face. So the 2016 reboot definitely portrayed Pidge differently. Looking back at the 80s series, Pidge was actually an androgynous character, which is different from transgenderism. The 80s series, in my opinion, portrayed Pidge to be much more in your face and very much, I am not a gender. However, to me, it very much fell more on the whole masculine side, very much so than the 2016 reboot. It just wasn't that clear in the 2016 series, whereas in the 80s series it was definitely more clear to the viewer, at least in my opinion. Next would be the genre topic, which was sci-fi, and we all know that sci-fi is a very popular genre to be used in anime. I personally love sci-fi genre style films and shows, so I already pretty much clinged on to this anime when we had to watch it for an assignment, but this show, the 2016 reboot, in my opinion, was not as... It wasn't similar to past screenings that we were assigned. In terms of sci-fi, it was very action-packed to me, but I didn't get the whole sci-fi feel. I read some interviews and some research on the show done by other people, and I had read that the third season is actually when it starts to pick up in that whole sci-fi genre feel. So I have watched a few episodes from that season, and it's quite different. It's definitely more suspenseful than the first season and the first few episodes from that season. So I thought that was pretty interesting that they have said that this is a sci-fi series, except you don't really get that feel until you hit the third season, which is quite different from the original series. And that original series was very grim, very violent. The color scheme was very dark colors, blacks, blues, and purples, grays, you get it. The new series, as you're aware, it was neutral colors, it was very welcoming, definitely more kid-friendly than the original series, at least in my opinion. I did mention in my paper that the reason why these two topics, genderism and, the genre, are so successful would be due to the hybridity. Now, with hybridity and transnationalism, it opens up this third space for that welcomes in new ideas that can help the topics flow and relate more to other cultures. I definitely saw that in the first, not the first one, the reboot in 2016. I did love that there were so many new topics that came up in the 2016 series, but they still kept a traditional characteristic in it, which would be the high context culture media. You have to dig deep into this film to really get a feel for Pidge's character, because you would probably assume that she was just a girl, and leave it at that. However, if you were to actually like go and dissect several episodes or seasons, you would tell that, oh, maybe there's something else here. And that's pretty traditional to Japan's media, that their messages tend to be more implicit and unclear. So I thought that that was pretty interesting. And they also had hidden messages for, the friendship and love and that kind of stuff. So I really thought that was interesting, that they had that in the 2016 series while still having it be pretty westernized. Honestly, I think my biggest takeaway from this paper would be due to the fact of hybridity. When I was doing research for this, I actually stumbled upon the Voltron Legendary Defenders website, which was quite interesting. They had news, they had podcasts, they had a shop on there. You could click on all the characters and get a character like overview. It was very interactive. It was really cool. It definitely like flowed well with the whole like theme to the reboot, and I really liked that. I mean, we all know, like with American media, everything's online now, so the fact that it's interactive online and it seems to be doing well. I mean, they have podcasts and updates. I've been checking in frequently, and they've been updating it. I think that that's pretty cool, and this series has ended like a while ago, so I thought that that was pretty interesting that it's still going, but that just shows what hybridity can do for a show, so I really thought that was cool. And yeah, that was my research paper and an overview, and I hope you enjoyed.